There we go. All right. Welcome everybody to Branding Your Social Media 2.0. My name is Brittany Hall. I love seeing some faces on here that I know and some that I don't. And so it's so great to meet you. And I'm going to give it just one more minute before we dive in. This is the 2.0 to what I taught on last week. And if you weren't here and you're like, I would really love to have that recording, just let me know. I can send those out through email. And last week, what we really covered was kind of like the general overview of social medias, typically just dealing with Facebook and Instagram. And so I would love to know, actually, if you guys want to pop in the chat, what social media platforms are you using currently? Like that you are, kind of dabbling with or using for your business. And then also I'd love to know what business you're in, or like, what are you looking to kind of market better? Or are you just getting knowledge for yourself or your own personal usage? Mainly Facebook. Okay, awesome. 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 I love that. And yeah, and tell me what business you're in. So today, what we're going to really be covering is, I noticed last week we were talking about some stuff and some different functions with the platforms. And like I said, I am going to be really talking about Facebook and Instagram because those are the two that I use for my business. I do think that if you aren't really great at one, just stick with one and get really great at it. And then as you become really consistent with that one platform, then you can kind of dive into a secondary platform. But we don't want to spread yourself too thin, especially in the beginning, especially if social media is overwhelming for you or you're like trying to figure out, because then you just won't do any of it well. And then what happens is we feel bad about it and we become really inconsistent. So we don't want that. So pick one, get really good at that first. Today, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into some specific functions within the social media app. So like Facebook and Instagram, you have stories and reels and the live video option. And so we're going to be diving into those a little bit deeper on like the how to. So a quick overview. Oh, sorry, more people coming in here. So a quick overview that we talked about last week is really thinking about your brand. And what I was telling everybody is your brand is just what everybody thinks of you. And so if you don't have a voice in your brand, which, we can bring through our social media, what you want people to think of you, what problems you solve, who you are, what you're all about, then you're just going to leave it up to the viewer, right? But you really want to be able to create content that shows people who you are and what problem you solve. And then I talked about how your timeline, that's what it's called on Facebook, that main page, or on Instagram, it's your feed, that grid, with the 3 boxes across and it goes for rows and rows. That is your static content. So that's the stuff that you post and it just always kind of stays there. Of course, you can delete it. Like if you want to go in and clean some stuff up and just kind of redo a few things, you could definitely do that. But that content is more just like your static content. And this is what I call your storefront. And so last week I showed some pictures of some different storefronts and we've all driven by different stores, right? Does anybody else like to shop in here? Anybody, or like a coffee shop person or like a cute boutique? I love a cute boutique. I love it. And they'll get me with their window design and how they merchandise and their branding. And I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And it just draws me in. And I'm like, I want to go in there and see what they're doing. And so that's what you want your social media to be, is because say if I met you for the first time and I go and add you as a friend on Facebook, I'm going to scroll through your first, say 5 to 10 posts, and I'm going to try to get a feeling for what you're all about. Now I get people adding me on social media all the time. I go look, and I can instantly tell if I'm going to be receiving a cold message from them because maybe all I see is products. They might be a great person, but I can't tell that. All I can see is like, all these things. And I'm like, oh, I don't even know who they are. I just see this product. So we really want to make sure that our storefront is what we want it to be, right? So we want it to, be cute, be inviting, you think about who you want to talk to. What are they going to be drawn into? So that's really the first thing that I would say to work on. And like I said, we covered that last week and I'll send out those recordings to you if you want them. And, but think about too, we've seen those storefronts where it's like weird and you're like I saw a restaurant when I was in Tennessee, it was in Murfreesboro. And it had like weird plants and stuff and like some weird colors, but it was a restaurant. And I thought that is the last place I would want to go in and eat. right? Like it was so confusing to me. Nothing was cohesive. It didn't make any sense. And it didn't actually look like anything was going on inside. And so I thought, I don't want to go there. And so you want to look at your social media for that too. Like, is there activity? Are you giving value? Does it make sense? Like if I went to your social media timeline and looked at your content, would I know what business you're in? Like, would I find you guilty of being in that business? That's really what we want to know. So let's dive a little bit deeper today. I'm going to share my screen and we're just going to get right to it. It's always, I said this last week, I'm like, it's always so confusing with getting these boxes all where they need to go. Okay, so last week, my look on our webinar was very bright and funky and all these things. And I thought, I'm going to do a totally different brand today. And this is very much more like on brand with myself and my own personal brand. So branding your social media 2.0. I have at the bottom, and I'll have this on the last slide as well. I want to stay connected with you because obviously you're here for a reason. I want to help add value to your life, help you with your business. And there's lots of ways that I help people, lots of free content just on my social media every day. And so I want to stay connected with you. Just to tell you a little bit about me. My name is Brittany Hall. I have 2 kids. I have a 11-year-old daughter. She turned 11 yesterday, and an 8-year-old son. I have been married and I've been with my husband almost 15 years. We are actually in business together, which is fun. That wasn't always the case, but how did I even learn about social media? Like, why should you even listen to me? Is I got into a network marketing company in 2017 as a health coach. And it's been just the best thing. And I think that it's a great way to use a free tool like social media to monetize and make money for your family, or to put money in savings, or, whatever you want to use money for. But we have this fantastic tool where we get to reach a lot of people. And so I did that. And within a few years, I created a business that was making over $1 million a year in revenue. And I tell people all the time, I did not run ads. 95% of it was organic growth through social media. And so it's a powerful tool. And I think that when people get frustrated with it, it's just because they don't understand how to use it effectively. Okay. And sometimes they let social media run their life. Like, have you heard people say, well, I don't want to be on social media because I'm just going to be on it all the time. I don't want to spend my time there. And it's really important. This is something I teach in my course that we're not going to go over today, but it's something that I might do a webinar on, or like I said, I have a course where you can get all of the stuff. But really, how do you block your time to effectively use social media and then not sacrifice your family or those hobbies or those things that you really love? I do not believe that you need to be on your phone all day to create a really, thriving business. I think that it takes organization and time blocking. So that's just a disclaimer. All right. So the goals today is we're going to dive into the how-tos of stories, reels, live videos, and I'm going to just kind of briefly touch on Canva, which is a great way to create content that looks professional. I used Canva to create my presentation today. I didn't use PowerPoint. And so it's just really cool because it helps you with your branding, because if you have a template or something that you like, you can use that for like stories, for your posts, for all sorts of things. And so it's a really easy way to create content, because you guys see those pretty pictures and things that people post, or like quotes, or they have this and that. And it's like, that is so cute. How did they do that? It's really simple. And so I'm going to show you that at the end, just to kind of give you some ideas. And maybe you're doing this already, but it'll be a refresher. Okay, so let's talk about stories. How many of you, just by show of hands, use stories often? Or are you like, what the heck are they? Just like, right? So maybe some, but not consistently. So Instagram stories is my favorite. I have them share over to my Facebook, which you can do that. You can link your accounts. So when you post stories in one app, it just shares it over to the other. They're owned by the same company. So stories are where people and businesses share short format, vertical images, and they disappear after 24 hours. I like to think about this almost like reality TV. People love reality TV, right? Like that's why it's such a huge thing. And so you might go, well, what's interesting about me? What's interesting about anybody on those shows? like nothing. They're just everyday people. But as humans, we love to know what everybody's doing. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to share your entire life. But if you're, cooking something or trying a recipe or put some new flowers on your table, or you have a cute outfit or your dog or, whatever, it's like the simplest things that you can record, you can post on your stories. And then what's cool is they're gone in 24 hours. And so what that does is when you create fun content in your stories, it makes people want to come back and watch again tomorrow. Or they're like, oh, I wonder what she's doing now. So think about the people, what do they post that you really like to see? And so think about that. And I will tell you over and over again, the things that you believe to be insignificant about your life are exactly what people want to see, because none of us are really that special, I guess. It's not like, we might look at people and go, oh my gosh, but they're this and they're that. I might be like a little fixed up for y'all today, but typically I've got no makeup on, hair's in a ponytail. I don't care if people see me that way. I'm going to go on there and I'm going to talk. And do you know what people say? You're so relatable. Okay, this is just another funny thing. Like I said, I am a health coach. I'm also a business coach, but I will share, just different selfies like in my bathroom mirror. And people have told me, I love that your bathroom's never super clean. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even notice. But it's something that I guess is part of my brand, right? That I didn't even realize. Or I've also noticed I always leave my vacuum out. And I'm like, my vacuum could have its own Instagram page because the darn thing's never put away. It's like, where is it today? But that's just a normal thing in my life that I could share that could like create some interest. And people are like, what is this woman doing? So keep it fun, keep it light. This is where you can add value on a daily basis. So let's talk about how to use them. So do we all have our phone? Okay. And now, does everybody on here have Instagram, or are we Facebook only? We have Instagram. Okay, Chris, you have Instagram. Pat, do you have Instagram? Okay, perfect. So we're just going to open it up, right? And hit the little home button. So we're on the home screen. And then just go to like the middle of your phone, like on the left-hand side, and swipe right. And then this should come up. So it looks like a camera function. Okay. So you can go to your camera roll, which is in the bottom left-hand corner right here, and select a photo. Okay. So my daughter was blowing out her birthday candles yesterday. So I'll just share that. Okay. So this is pretty basic, just sharing a photo, right? But maybe I want to say a little something about this. And if I'm going too fast, seriously, you're welcome to come off mute and be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But is everybody to this point right now? Okay. Why don't you just select something from your camera roll? We don't need to post it, but we're just going to kind of have a little, just kind of mess around with this.
Brittany, what button did you click? I'm on Instagram, but everything must go from my Facebook to my Instagram.
Oh, that's possible. Okay. So did you swipe left? So you're in like the story function?
Okay.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sorry.
No, you're good. This is great. I would hate for you to just be sitting there going, what am I supposed to be doing? Okay. So now at the bottom left corner, you should see a little photo button. Click that and that'll take you to your gallery on your phone. And I hope it's the same for all phones, but sometimes if we don't have iPhones, and then just select a photo from your gallery. Like I said, we're not going to post it. Doesn't matter. But now we're just going to kind of, have some fun with this. So at the top, do you see where it has like the little circles, like these little guys up here? There. Okay. So you can obviously enter text, right? So that's kind of a fun thing. You can type, like I could say, Ava turned 11. And then, I can drag that around. You can change the colors, have fun with this. I think that you could have a lot of creativity and fun. Okay. But the one that is going to help you get a lot of engagement on your stories is it looks like a little smiley face square with the corner tipped up. Do you guys see that? Okay. So click on that. Now this is where you can tag people. You can is it called a GIF? I always call them GIFs. I think that's wrong, but GIF. You can pull up like different like dancing words. So let's just click on that, for example. Now you'll see trending, right? This is the stuff that Instagram wants you to use, but if it's not relevant to your post, obviously you're not going to do that. So I'm going to type in birthday, because that's relevant to my post. And then it brings up a bunch of different pictures, little videos, whatever. So I'm going to select one. So I selected some birthday candles and put it over the cake. So see, that's kind of fun. It's kind of engaging. And then I'm going to hit the sticker button at the top again. And it'll probably pull those up again. So I'll just hit cancel because I want to go back to the main menu with all of these options. So do you guys all see that on your phone? Like all these little things. Okay. And so now I'm going to look at, you can do music. So maybe I want to do like happy birthday or something like that, something kind of on theme, or maybe I want to do a poll. Now, polls, quizzes, the little slider bar with the happy face, those are all things that create engagement. And what I mean by engagement is it makes somebody want to do something, like push a button in your story. So I'm going to create a poll. Do you have a daughter? Say, like whatever. And then I can type in answers, or it's just a simple yes and no. And then I can drag that somewhere on my picture. So then my story ends up looking like this. Okay, can y'all see that? Okay, so that's just one way to kind of like put different things in my story. So are you guys kind of seeing all that, kind of playing around with it? And then when you're ready to post it, you just click down in the bottom, your stories, you just share it right there. There's also an option to share it to close friends, but if you want to use this for engagement, I wouldn't share things like privately. I would make them all like public shares, unless it's something like a grandbaby or, a kid or something that you just want to share to like a couple people. But any questions about how to kind of navigate posting stories or like having fun with it or ideas, feel free to come off mute. Be good. Okay, I want to make sure that everybody's super clear. And then I saw this today, fun fact, more than 500 million people use stories every day. Like view them, use them. Like I thought, wow. And one thing that's really cool that I'll show you. So you can go back out to the home screen. Has anybody posted a story today?
On Instagram or on Facebook?
Well, either one. I mean, we're on Instagram right now. So just like if you're looking at this.
I think I just posted the one I just did.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Because it went away. So now I'm like, where did it go?
Oh, you probably posted it, Kelly. So once you get really consistent at this, something you can do is where it says in the top left-hand corner, your story, where you go to the home screen.
Yeah.
So if I click on that,
Oh.
I can, and down in the bottom left, it says activity. Now, if people haven't watched it yet, you can't see it, but I posted yesterday evening that picture of my daughter blowing out her candles. And all I said was birthday girl. Okay. But it'll look like this. I'm sorry. I should have had this on a slide. And then you can see all the people that watched it. Now, where this is cool for business and connecting with people, because the point of social media is to connect authentically with people. Okay. Like that's the goal. We want to create relationships with people because people like to do business with people that they trust, people that they feel like they know, people that they feel like have integrity, right? And people that they can relate to. Like nobody wants to do business with somebody that you don't want to talk to. You're like, I'll pass. I'll go find somebody else, But I can see all the people. So there's 95 people that watch this story that I did from last night. And so I can scroll and look at who they are, and I can start conversations from here. Like, hey buddy, saw you pop up on my story. How's everything been going with you? How are the kids? Creating those conversations. So in my health coaching business, I always am looking for candidates, like people that I want to help. So that's just a way that I can keep those conversations going very authentically, adding value to them, keeping in contact with them. And so then when you do things like the polls, for example, so once again, like in the health space, I might say, how much weight would you like to drop by summer? And then I'll give different options, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. And then I can go and see what people said. And then I can message them off of that and say, oh my gosh, I love your answer. Do you have something that you plan? Do you have a plan for yourself? Or say if you're in real estate, are you looking to sell your house this year? What's holding you back? Or what are you curious about? How can I help you? You're always just looking for ways to connect with people and add value, or like totally away from even bringing clients into our program, but maybe I'll say like, hey, do you enjoy healthy cooking, or do you find it difficult? I've got some great recipes I'd love to share, just ways that I can add value. But if I'm not connecting with people, then it's really hard to add value to their life. Okay. So that's kind of a little quick overview of stories. Now it's really easy. I think Facebook, it's not as attractive to me as Instagram, but if you go over to Facebook and you just open it up, stories are very easy. They're just right there at the top. You click this, and then you have basically the same types of functions that you can do. It just looks a little bit different in Facebook. But I do think it's easiest to create them in one app and have it talk to each other so that you're not doing double the work. Okay, because that just bogs us down, right? When we're like, I just did this and now I got to do it again. We want to make things streamlined. Okay, let's talk about reels. Now, how many people on here have ever done a reel, created a reel? Carrie, yes. Okay, Chris. So reels are an Instagram feature. They also brought them over to Facebook. The reason reels were even created was because TikTok blew up during COVID. Somebody created that app. It went insane, ton of usage. And so Instagram and Facebook were like, we got to keep up because all of our users are going over there. And so what's cool about this is that when you create reels on Instagram and Facebook, they push them. Like the algorithm for them is very good. And all the algorithm is it's who sees your stuff and who doesn't. So we want to always be aware of it because we can use it to our advantage. Now their video clips up to 60 seconds. I think it's still 60 seconds in Instagram. I'll double check, but like over on TikTok, they moved it up to 3 minutes. I think because they're trying to compete back with the options that Facebook and Instagram have. They're just short video clips where you can add value, you can have fun, you can be creative, really show your personality, market what you do. It's a great way to do a quick tutorial or showing like transformation. Like I've done a lot of stuff where I've redone rooms in my house, and that's not even my business, but it's something that I love. I love interior design. And so I have shown, time lapses of me redecorating a room or reorganizing, or you can get really creative with it. Just think about the things that you like to do. So now these are in the same place as your stories. And you just click the reel icon and, just like have fun. You could talk, you could just do a quick talk. And so sometimes I do that and I just talk about, maybe I give a tip about social media, or I talk about something that I read today, or I share a funny story about my kids. Like last week, my son had like a rough go. He was having a really rough morning. And so I just kind of shared that, and I shared something we were going to try. And do you know what? So many people reached out to me and were like, thank you so much for sharing that. So like I said, sometimes it's the littlest things that are so relatable to people, but that's what people connect with us on. So we want to really make sure that we're doing that. So let's talk about these real quick. Let's go back into Instagram and go back to the home screen and swipe left. And you'll see down at the bottom right here, you see it says post, story, reel, or live. So you could just click on reel. And then you'll see there's so many more options on that side thing. Okay. So now where you go from here, I'm going to encourage you to kind of play around with it, because maybe you just do like a quick talk and to say, hey, friends, I don't know if you know how I can help you, but blah, 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 or something that I love, or something new that I'm trying. There's also funny, like things that people already have recorded that you can kind of lip sync, I guess. I'm like, I don't even know what the correct term is at, but it's somebody else's voice. Your lips are moving to their words. And sometimes they're really funny. And then you can put words in and things, and it's really simple to do. You just have to get familiar with it. So let me just do a quick thing. So, hey guys, here with my social media people, and we are doing a training today. I'm so excited to dive in with these people and teach them more about how to use their social media effectively. So there's a quick video. So now what I can do is, see, I recorded that. I'm going to hit next. Okay. I hate that you have to listen to yourself over and over again on these, but I just want to show you one thing with the music really quick. So that's what my point is in doing this. So if I click at the music on the top, it's going to show me all of these things. Now, When you do this, there's some that have a little angled arrow. So I want you to just look for that when you eventually go in and check this out. If it's an angled arrow, it means it's trending. And so even if you don't want to play the music on there, you can, like, apparently there's something called Easter Bunny. I'm going to put it on there because it's trending. I'm going to click done. And then I'm going to hit the music thing again and go into controls. So this is what I want to show you guys. So you'll see original audio, it's all the way down, and then the song's all the way up. I'm going to drag those. And so you can still only hear my voice, but all that Instagram knows is that I have this trending audio on my reel, even though you can't hear it, but they're like, oh, she's using that. That can help you with the algorithms and push it out to more people because they like that you're using trending things. Does that make sense? Like, I want to make sure I'm not going too fast. Okay. It's kind of hard when it's like, we all have our phones and I'm trying to show it to you, but that's just something to look for. I did not know for the longest time that that little arrow meant that it was trending. So you can use things like that to kind of help you. The other thing that you can do to kind of help you with reels is watch some reels. Watch and see what you like. And now if you see an audio or something on there, or if a reel that you love the idea of how they marketed something or used it, you can save it. And so that you can go back and look at it. And that's pretty neat because sometimes you're like, I almost call that like market research. Like I'm like watching stuff, looking for things, because it never fails when you're like, I'm going to do a reel. It's only going to take me, 15 minutes or something. And then you're like, I can't find the music I like. I don't see anything funny. I'm not really feeling inspired. But then if you have a bunch of stuff saved up, it's easy to go back and look. Okay. So it's the same thing over on Facebook. Facebook right now is pushing reels harder than Instagram because they're trying to play catch up. So definitely utilize that over on that app. All right, let's talk about live videos. Now, if I was to tell you right now, go do a live video, how many of you would be nervous? Yeah. And I think live videos are making a bit of a comeback. They used to be really popular probably 3 or so years ago, but with the rise of TikTok and Reels and these short format videos, they kind of took a nosedive. However, I still think that people want to see your face. They want to hear your voice. They want to hear a message from you. So whether you do that through Reels, live videos, I would say use a combination and see what your viewers, what your followers really like to see from you. But like I did a live video earlier today. I typically will do a live video when there's something I want to talk about longer than a couple minutes, because Reels, they're really like, they're supposed to be a very short format because what they do is they want to keep people engaged. So people have such short attention spans that quick little videos, people really want to keep scrolling through them. So a live video, use it where you're going to talk about something for a little bit longer. Okay. So like 3 to 5 minutes. You could do a couple minutes, if that's good, because like I said, people have a short attention span, and these are a great way because people want to see you. And really, I think it's, gosh, I can't remember the exact statistic, but I think it's in the 90s, like say 92% of all communication is nonverbal. So if people are only reading our posts with, a graphic, that's really, they are not getting our personality through. Those things are great. I'm not saying don't do those, but make sure that people can see and hear you and connect with you eyeball to eyeball, even though it's through a screen. And here is, well, I'll do that in a second, actually. So on our first week, I cut my camera off and I was like, could you imagine if I was doing the webinar like this? It would not be engaging at all. You'd be like, what, who is this woman? What's she look like? Who is she? So it's really important that you're letting people see you. And there's sometimes that I listen to clips of myself and I go, is my voice like annoying? I don't know, but I get whatever. I can't really change it. Right. So it is what it is. So don't be hard on yourself. Just with doing it, you'll get more comfortable. Here's some top tips. Know the subject that you're going to speak on. Like have a point. Okay. And get to your point. Because how many of you have watched a video? And I'm saying, if you're brand new, give yourself grace on this all day long. It's better to do it and maybe not be amazing at it than not do it at all. And people will still be so impressed by you because they're going to be like, she is so brave. Like that was awesome. I loved seeing her talk about this. So how many of us have seen the thing where like, hey guys, I'm just hopping on here real quick. I just wanted to come on here and tell you about something that I have going on. And they're like waiting for people to join. Most of the time, your views are going to come from people who have watched it back. And so like, get to it. Like I said, people have a short attention span. So you want to grab them. Like you want to like get them right away. So really pay attention to some of the people too, that are like, have big followings, that are doing reels and TikToks and things, and watch their videos, because those are great people to learn from, because they really just get right to the point. Brooke Thomas is somebody I follow, and she always gets right into her point with, I'm going to give you 3 tips on blah, 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 blah. And it's like, whoa, okay, she's already giving me value. And so that's kind of something that you want to do for people. Be mindful of your audio and your lighting. Like, do not be in a dark room. Like, no, it's not, nobody wants to see that. They want to see your face. Make sure people can see you. Sometimes I probably talk too fast. So I have to be mindful to slow it down sometimes, because maybe I'm overwhelming to some people because I talk really fast when I'm excited about something. But that's also something that some people really like, because they're like, she's getting to it. I'm someone that if somebody's talking really slow to get to the point and using too many words, I'm so bored. I'm like, I'm out. Like, I'm out. You just lost me. So just, be mindful of how you're communicating with people. You really want to engage with your audience. So smile, use gestures, use stories, use inflection in your voice, and be consistent with your live videos. Like maybe you do one once a week on, maybe you have like a different subject, like, or something that you do like, hey, every Monday at 10 a.m. I'm going live and I'm going to be talking to you about blah, 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 blah. And it's something with your business where maybe you're giving the top tips, or, talking about what's happening or your weekend, or, whatever is pertinent to you. And don't aim for perfection. This is the biggest tip, because we all act like we're supposed to be like perfect on here. No, people cannot relate to that. Like I said, like I would love for my house to look clean and my vacuum to always be put away. But apparently the fact that it's not is what is so relatable to people. So, just do it, have fun with it. And I always tell people, like on my team and people that I'm coaching, if you really hate it, go delete it, but maybe just let it be for a little while. I'll never forget, I told a coach one time, she was like, what do I do? She had a goal she wanted to hit. She was trying everything else. She was posting, she was doing stories, and it just wasn't quite converting. I said, I want you to go do a live video and I want you to share your heart. And she was like, I don't want to do that. And I go, okay, great. Then stay where you're at. Don't hit your goal. I don't care. But I'm telling you what you need to do. And so either do it or don't. It's totally up to you. You don't have to grow your business. You don't have to do anything I'm telling you to do, but it's your choice. And she went and she did it. And she's like, I hate you, but I love you. And I go, why? What happened? She goes, I just brought on 2 clients from my live video. And I was like, good, there we go. There we go. So, sometimes doing the things that we're scared of are really the best things. And try it. It's going to get easier, or you're going to decide that's not for you. All right. So now we're going to dive in a little bit to making great content. This is going to be kind of our last thing. And then if you have any questions or comments for me, please hang on, and then you can come off mute and ask me those. So making great content, like you'll see, like I love this presentation, probably because I love black and white, and then anything with like a beigey or goldish accent, I just love. So like these colors speak to me. But you have colors that you like and things that you really love. And these are a part of your brand. And so make sure that people can see these on your social media. And, that can be like a common thread. Like maybe you love aqua blue and white. So maybe you make all your graphics with your quotes and things have these colors on them. And then when people go to your page, they see this repeated, and this becomes a part of your brand. And then if you do an event, this is in your graphics, this is in your banners, this is in your tablecloths, like all the things. So really think about the colors and things that you love and have a lot of fun with this. And know your message, know the problem that you solve and who you are talking to. And this is what you create your content around. And so, like I said, I love using Canva for graphics, for presentations, for stories. And I'll actually kind of show you a little bit about this. How many of you have ever used Canva in here? Have you ever used it? Yeah. And so it's something to have fun with. Do you guys like it? Yeah. And so they just keep evolving more and more and more. And so it's a really fun thing to be able to use. So I would encourage you to go to canva.com. I have an account like the professional one. It's very inexpensive monthly. But there's definitely a lot of free stuff too, just for you to kind of dabble with it. So let's talk about implementation, because you can get all the information in the world, but if you don't go and put it into action, then it's not any good, right? Information's great, but information, we want to use our action to drive it forward. So here's 4 things that I'm going to encourage you to do moving forward. Last week, we talked about your content pillars. It's in week 1. You're going to get the video. So did you make any headway with this from last week? What this is on Monday, I post about this. On Tuesday, I post about this. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And some of the days can have the same theme. So maybe Tuesday, Thursday are your business days. Like those are the days you post about stuff with your business. Maybe Wednesdays, like Wednesday, Friday, those are days where you share personal things about yourself, something you're working on, something you're doing, asking for opinions. Like one time, you guys, I did a post asking about, I'm going to paint my front door. Should I do red or navy blue? Was I going to let the people on Facebook decide for me? No. But I knew I was going to paint it red, but I was kind of thinking navy blue, but I thought, hey, this is a great post. People love to give you their opinion. They love it. They love to give people advice. So let them. It's a great way to get your audience engaged in what you're doing. They feel like they're helping. It's great. It doesn't mean you have to do what they say, but like, ask them questions and things. And so that's really what your content pillars are, is just having a different theme for each day. You need to have a daily action plan if you want to be effective. If you wake up on Wednesday morning and go, what am I going to do today? That's not a great place to start. So like I said, in my course, I dive in so much deeper to all of this, because this isn't something that I can just put in a bullet point and you just get it. It's something that we need to be taught. We need to try to do. We need to be taught. We need to be coached, because this is just habit change. And so here's kind of a starter activity plan that I would give you. Post 5 days a week, because consistency and that is really what is going to keep building that timeline. It's going to show people that you're consistent, especially in my business. If I'm not showing up consistently, people are going to go, does she even do that anymore? Does she even help people? And I want to constantly remind them of how I'm helping them, and that I'm here and I'm a positive person. I'm fun to work with. My clients get great results. And that's what I want to show them. And I want to be giving them value. Like, hey, even if you're not my client, here's a great recipe. Here's a great way to get all your water in. Here's a great tip for social media. Okay. So posting 5 days a week, I would try to do 3 to 5 stories a day. That's a great, thing. Or if you're like, that's overwhelming, do 1 a day. Like this, you get to, choose your action plan, but we want to start building some consistency. You could try to do 1 to 2 reels a week. Now you don't have to, but you can. And remember, this doesn't have to be your face. It can be pictures, like just pictures kind of going through sliding, and try to do maybe a live video, maybe once a week. Okay. Or just give it a go. If you're like, I haven't done one in a really long time. Well, go for it. People are following you because they like you. They want to see you. You can create your content ahead of time, especially if you have your content pillars. And this is something content is easy for me. So it's not something that I have to think a lot about. So I know like, hey, Tuesdays, I'm posting about health typically. And so, what do I have? Okay, great. But if content is a struggle for you, like coming up with the subject matter, have a little sheet over the weekend, plan it out, like use your weekend to be creative, and then use your work week to execute. Okay. Because if you are prepped ahead of time, then all that stuff is not going to bog you down. But where we get delayed is when we're trying to think of stuff on the spot. So if you plan it out ahead of time, it's going to help you big time. Okay. All right. So that really kind of concludes like the information stuff that I had for y'all today. I will have this recording. I will convert it and send it out through email, and I will include the week 1 as well, so that you can kind of start there if you weren't here. And I would love to stay connected with you, just because I love following cool people, and I love people that want to learn and people that want to grow. And I believe in supporting each other's businesses. So I'm always looking to connect to other business people. So you can follow me on social media at the Brittany Hall is on my Instagram and TikTok. TikTok's where I have a little bit more fun. So I'm not sure I wanna go over there. I do like, it's not too crazy, but it's a little bit different than my Instagram. And then you can also check out my website, me and my husband, ryanandbritt.co. Like I said, we have a course that is right now on, it's a great deal. It has 10 modules where it's going to help walk you through social media, time blocking, setting goals, executing those goals. And what's cool is right now, when you get that, you can have like a lot of access to Ryan and I, because we want feedback from people. We want to make sure you're understanding the content. So that's going to be a really great thing. It's $197 and you can get it on our website. We also are offering one-on-one coaching where we will meet with you weekly, and that's a monthly fee. And so if you would like to know more about that, there's an application on our website. And so we can tailor that to you and what your business needs. And so that's a great place to go get some more information and just check us out. And like I said, I want to follow you on social media. I would love for you to follow me. And I'm going to stop our share. And I hope you guys learned something today, and follow me because I'm going to be doing lots of different topics on Sunday. I believe my husband is going to be doing how to execute like a pro, because a lot of times we have a lot of information or we have a lot of ideas and we just don't start. Have you ever done that? You're like, I have all these things, but where do I start? And so he is like a master at that. And so he's going to be doing a webinar on Sunday evening. And so I will be helping promote that as well. So go ahead and check that out. Okay, our last couple minutes, if you need to go for it. But if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
I actually do have one because I used to use TikTok.
Okay.
But my two older kids like put the fear of God in me on it. I don't know why. So I haven't been using it. So like I still have it on my phone. So what is your greatest reason or thought behind using that, I guess?
Yeah, so it's funny. TikTok is evolving because it started where it was just like people dancing, right?
Yeah.
And there's still that, but now it's like people cut in or like got into it. Now they're like, business. So I think like Kelly, I know you're a health coach. So for that, you can share transformations. There's a green screen option, which you can actually do in Reels too, where you put the back screen of you is a before and after, and then you can be talking about it. So I actually did this on my Reels last week. You can go watch it. And yeah, so like, and TikTok, it's just another place to meet people.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I would say if it feels overwhelming to you or whatever, but if you're going to create a reel over in say Instagram, just save it to your phone and then go share it over in TikTok. And so it's just a way, it's just more ways to reach people. That's all.
So if I wanted to find a reel on you, I'm just going to go to your Facebook page.
Go to my Instagram.
Oh, go to your Instagram. Okay.
And so like when you go to my main page, which looks like this, so this button right in the middle, that's the little square with the play button. That's the reel button.
Okay,
and so that'll show you my reels. If you want to go to reels for like Instagram, all of it, you use the one at the bottom.
Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, I know I've done a couple. So you can see there's a before and after behind me.
Yeah.
And then you see me and I'm just like sharing their story and talking about it. And so I've found that that's a more engaging way to share like those kind of stories or success stories, because I'm talking about it, but then people can also see the picture behind me.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm looking. Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to get better with Instagram. And I certainly want to do reels. I've been a little nervous about doing those. So I'm going to try one today. Okay.
Yeah, just try it. And like I said, if you try it and you blow it and you accidentally posted it, just go delete it. Nothing's permanent, you know? And so it's just getting out of your comfort zone. And then the thing too, is when you haven't been using it and then you do, the like Instagram and Facebook like it. And so they push it out because they're like, ooh, she's using our function and she hasn't. So yeah, it's just, it's a helper for sure.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Everybody else good? Okay.
And just to introduce you, I invited Pat on here today. She I met her through Brock.
Oh, okay.
So we were on a client kind of call earlier, and I said, hey, I'm hopping on with Brittany on our team. She